I watched Marty Supreme, the latest film directed by Josh Safdie and starring Academy Award nominee Timothee Chalamet as Marty Mauser, a man with a dream no one respects who goes hell and back in pursuit of greatness. Safdie and Chalamet encapsulate a vivid picture of obsession, individualism, and the relentless chase for the American dream. The Safdie brothers have built a reputation on what I like to call the hustler odyssey. Think about films like Good Time, Uncut Gems, and now Marty Supreme, which was directly solely by Josh Safdie. But what exactly defines a hustler odyssey? These stories typically follow an anti-hero through a fast-paced, anxiety-inducing journey. Characters that have to claw their way out of one disaster only to fall into another, all while wrestling with addiction, desperation, and their own self-inflicted chaos. They're messy, they're flawed, and impossible to look away from. While Marty Supreme shares this DNA, it stands apart. It has reach and staying power that the previous films wish they can have. Why? Well, because unlike the criminal in Good Time or the gambling addict in Uncut Gems, Marty Mauser is a young man who's actually good at his craft and is willing to sacrifice everything in order to chase his dream. The film tagline, "Dream Big," isn't just marketing, it's the engine of the story. Since the film is rooted in sports and ambitions, chasing your dreams, audiences are more willing to overlook Marty's narcissism and conniving tendency. With Howard Ratner in Uncut Gems, you walk out the theater thinking, yeah, he had that coming. But with Marty, you walk out conflicted. You understand him even when you don't want to. Part of the reason the character Marty Mauser resonates with us is simply because we're like him. We are Marty, some more than others. We all have dreams, ambitions, and a desire to be seen. Individualism is baked into the American culture. It's a philosophy that views people first and foremost as a unique individual rather than as a member of a group. Now more than ever, individualism is being pushed to the forefront. We celebrate uniqueness, creativity, self-expression. We even monetize it with artists, streamers, entrepreneurs, influencers. In that sense, Marty Supreme lands the same way The Wolf of Wall Street did. Both Leo and Timothee's characters are witty assholes. They're arrogant, they're selfish, they're prideful to a fault, and yet we look past it. Because charisma is one hell of a drug.
There is no nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time.
Yeah! These characters chase what so many of us want: success, money, freedom, the chance to stick it to the man. Yes, they hurt people along the way, but the hurt won't outweigh the pursuit of chasing a dream. I left the theater with mixed emotions. On one hand, I liked Marty Mauser's. On the other hand, I disliked his actions. But did I dislike them because deep down, I'm a Marty too? Listen, a hustler odyssey only works with the right lead manning the ship. And who better to play a man chasing greatness than someone chasing his own?
I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight.
Timothee Chalamet was born to play Marty Mauser. The character is loosely inspired by real-life table tennis legend Marty Reisman, who won 5 bronze medals at the World Table Tennis Championship between the years 1948 and 1952. But the film isn't about medals. It's about obsession, audacity, and the cost of greatness. Safdie and Chalamet first met in 2017, just before the release of Call Me By Your Name. Safdie would later send him footage of a 1942 table tennis game, asking him to tap into a version of himself before the fame, when all he had was his audacity, raw ambition. For Chalamet, that meant going back to the age 14. Instantly, he saw Marty in himself. While preparing this video, I found one quote that really stuck with me. Don't act for other actors. Act for the real audience. That line is pure Marty Mauser, and it ties back to individualism. In the film, Marty's offered money to throw a scripted match. It goes against everything he stands for. He wants the audience to know he's the best, not the industry, not his opponent. It's real, it's authentic, and this mirrors Chalamet's own career. He was absent from Vanity Fair's Let's Hear for a Boy. It was a magazine spread to highlight the next gen of young actors. And he was also missing from the Variety's Actors on Actors. All of this felt intentional. It's almost like a Marty-esque message to the industry that I don't need to play your game to prove that I'm the best. Marty pays the price for his individualism. Whether he deserves more or less is up for debate, but the film raises a compelling question. Does the pursuit of greatness become toxic when the only thing waiting at the top is a false sense of entitlement in a lifetime of isolation? The film doesn't answer this cleanly. We're left with a man whose dreams and priorities have now been downsized. What was once a burden is now considered a success. Maybe Marty's fine with that. Maybe being the greatest by the word of mouth, ping pong's urban legend, is enough. Overall, will Timothee win an Oscar for this? It's hard to say, but Marty Supreme is a damn good movie. His performance feels like Leonardo DiCaprio and Catch Me If You Can meets Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. A suspenseful, charismatic joyride. Odessa Ozion is fantastic, matching Chalamet's energy beat for beat. Tyler's creator holds his own too, though I will say he could have benefited from a Tyler Perry wig. Not sure what was going on there. But in the end, Marty Supreme is a dream worth striving for.